very good evening to our Indian audiences, and warm good afternoon and good morning to our other audiences. Thank you so much for joining this webinar. And today we are going to talk about the 1 year journey of Disciplined Agile. We are very excited about this. Okay, we could not imagine that we started this journey exactly in the sense of the month 1 year back with Disciplined Agile, and now we have traversed this journey. There are a lot of things that we have discovered. There is a lot of things that we have achieved, and there are a lot more that we can do along with PMI and PMI India all over the world. So thank you so much for all of you joining this webinar. This is a little about me, and I love doing project management, and agility nowadays excite me about the new things that we can do. And Disciplined Agile fits into that novelty aspect. So I'm going to talk a little bit about that, and I'm going to brag about Disciplined Agile. At the same time, I'm going to talk about some challenges of Disciplined Agile as well. So great to have all of you. I'm also going to introduce a very special guest who is there with me in the next 20 odd minutes with all of you. And okay, so he will be co-chairing this webinar with me. So what I have for today is a little bit of introduction and some milestone, big highlights, key achievement, challenges, the road ahead. I'm going to talk about introducing DA in other parts, and that's how I'm going to open up for question and answers at the end. So let's start without me. I can actually talk a lot, okay, but we have 45 minutes, and I would actually like to have 20 minutes, not 15 minutes of question and answer. So let's see how we go about doing that. So thank you once again, and a warm welcome to all of you. So this is a little bit about ProThoughts. I think now a lot of you know that we are into learning services, and we do a lot of things about in the learning services. So you can visit our website and you can get more details on that. Not going to spend time on this. Anyone knows what is business agility? Can someone type in the chat box, what do you mean by business agility? I'm going to open up with that because many people have different definitions of business agility. Can someone type in the chat box, what is business agility? What do you mean by business agility? Come on, guys. I do not see anything. Anyone? Okay, changing as per new requirement, adopt quickly to market changes, demand, changing as per the demand, Mandar is saying, quickly adopting, accommodating the changes. Okay, Susanta is saying, very nice. Any other things? Flexibility in doing business, adapting to new normal. Shahul is saying, adapt business to new demand. Okay, lovely. Okay, Sahil is saying technology plus people plus customer is equal to agility. I didn't get that, but yeah, avoiding any roadblocks. Okay, Madhu is saying is agility. I don't think so that Madhu. Sayyed is saying business agility is something we can quickly acquire new changes to gain profit. Lovely. Okay, Yogesh is saying adaptability to business situation, ability to compete. Oh, Sanju is saying lovely. So I think, okay, great that you have different definitions of business agility. All are not exactly the same. Okay, it's not only responding to the changes, it's the ability to rapidly adapt to the changes in a cost-effective way to produce a value. And when I say value, it should be consumed by the end user. Okay. So agility is not about a scrum method or a lean method. Agility is a concept. Agility is a concept. And when I talk of business agility, how the business overall, okay, can produce the value which can consume in a rapidly rapidly adapt to the changing environment and and do it in a cost effective way. So that's what I'm calling business agility. People equate business agility with tools. Okay, although I have written disciplined agile is business equal to business, it's generally not. It's not a business agility is not a scrum or a lean or a safe or a disciplined agile. So these are vehicles to achieve business agility. That's how I would like to put it. So disciplined agile is one vehicle or a toolkit which leverages all these practices to achieve business agility. That's how it is positioned. So let me, given this definition of business agility, let's understand a little roadmap of what happened during the last 1 year. So this data I have about, okay, disciplined agile was actually a decade-old thing. It started with IBM, and there were two guys, Scott Ambler and Mark Lyons, who graced our ProThoughts webinar as well recently in 2021. This guy started with disciplined agile, okay, as long back as before 2010. So it's a decade-old thing. But PMI acquires disciplined agile in July 19, and they chose two countries to launch disciplined agile. One was USA, the other was India. And Jan 20, they did some trainings with the selected trainers in USA. And in April, they did it with us. And I was one of the privileged guys to be selected as a trainer. I got CDAI, Certified Disciplined Agile Instructor. Although this is not now, they have removed this, but it was there at that time. And therefore, and then we became one of the premium partners in June 20, exactly 1 year back. And there were only 3 premium partners across the world. And in India, we were the only one. ProThoughts was the only one disciplined agile premium partner. And we were the first ones to launch disciplined agile courses in India in August 20. So we got our first DSM certified in November 20. Earlier, it was called Disciplined Agilist. Okay. So we had, okay, one of the first to produce the workshops, the content, the mock tests, the supplementary material on disciplined agile, and we have been consistent with doing that for disciplined agile Scrum Master is one certification, disciplined agile Senior Scrum Master, which is there. We got many implementation cases. Corporate started asking. We did some boot camps for that, and the buzz started growing in 2021. So given the pandemic situation, I think the buzz did start growing, and now they are going to launch the master level certifications of DAVC, which is Disciplined Agile Value Stream Consultant, and DAC, which is Disciplined Agile Coach. So it will be soon be launched in a month or two, and we will see the entire journey covered and the buzz getting more stronger. So we have captured that in the nutshell, what has happened so far with important milestones. Although this is the Jan data that I have, the March data is also published. So it's growing very rapidly. I would say that I am very proud, okay, because I love the concept. When I did this, disciplined agile, which was in April. I like the concept because I have been through the popular ones like CSM, Scrum, and I read about Lean, and I knew about scaled agility. When disciplined agile came together, I think there was some novelty about what they have, which others didn't have. So that excited us. Also, there was this space where, okay, agility is growing, pandemic is accelerating the agility mindset because the need for agility has been accelerated by pandemic. So disciplined agile was that kind of medicine, or PMI calls it toolkit, okay, which was properly positioned, and we started growing with that, reading that, implementing for some of the other. We started discussions with corporates, and we developed a lot of these things in 1 year. So one of the things, now we had been consistent with our workshops, and our average participants have increased over a period of time. In the next Saturday batch, we have more than 10 participants across the globe. So we have participants not only from India, but from across the globe, and they are very happy. We have written reviews, got reviews from them, written their success stories, how they prepared their journey, how they cracked the exam, what it means for them doing a disciplined agile. So we have captured all this on our website with so much of reviews, success stories, videos from there. We have been very consistent with our webinars. So right from the last June, July, we have been doing disciplined agile webinars where we had discussed more than 30 topics on disciplined agile. There are some blogs written on that. The webinars currently are free on our ProThoughts YouTube channels. There's a lot of knowledge that we have covered on disciplined agile, right? We have also developed a disciplined agile knowledge check, which was done before PMI came up with their own disciplined agile knowledge check, which tells you whether you are eligible for the first level or the second level of disciplined agile. Okay, ascertains your, assesses your, where you stand in terms of your knowledge on disciplined agile. So that's one. We have developed a software, a small software. It's available on our internet. It's currently free, so you can use that. We have a disciplined agile foundation course. Whoever doesn't want to do the initial level certification, they can just get some knowledge on disciplined agile e-learning course. So we have achieved a lot of things. We are the ones across the globe who have taken the case studies of disciplined agile and told them how it was implemented, what was the impact. So we have some case studies on disciplined agile that we have developed. It's on the website. Written some 40 articles on disciplined agile. We are collaborating with PMI, approach some kind of corporates to evangelize disciplined agile. As we were writing content, new articles, Scott and Mark Lines, okay, Scott Ambler and Mark Lines, the founders of Disciplined Agile, had a 1 hour sessions on our platform for our audiences. So we did a lot of things, and it was a mind-blowing, exciting journey. And I think that propels us to do more for this. It's just a start. Overall, okay, since the start, okay, PMI has got so many clients for Disciplined Agile. So these are the client list for Disciplined Agile. Some of them are their consulting partners like Infosys, Deloitte, okay, Capgemini, okay, who are going to propagate Disciplined Agile to their clients. Some of them like financial companies. I think there are 3 big finance houses who is implementing Disciplined Agile in their companies. 4 big telecom companies, 1 in Germany, 2 in North America, who are implementing Disciplined Agile as I'm speaking. You will see soon from PMI a joint notice about Disciplined Agile getting implemented in that company. So the buzz and the usage of Disciplined Agile is increasing by the day. It's 1 year, but I think the top ones, because of the PMI relations and the novelty of Disciplined Agile, you are getting some traction in the market. So these are about your Disciplined Agile. Although there are a lot of things that we did on Disciplined Agile, okay, a lot of things that we covered on Disciplined Agile, I had taken one webinar on disciplined agile challenges. Okay, the title of the webinar was, is disciplined agile still standing tall? So although there are some pluses, there are some minuses about disciplined agile as well. Okay, as any other tool, it's not a perfect solution. It is trying to improve on things. But many, like I am talking today, okay, let me ask this question before I go on this, just to get an idea. Okay, come on, guys. Okay, only 40%. Come on. I have 20 seconds more. Come on, guys. Doesn't hurt to put a option. We learn from you. Okay, this is a good insight. Lovely. This is a good insight. This is a good insight. Thank you so much. I'm going to close in next 5 seconds. So this is what I got. Okay, 40% heard about it, knows about disciplined agile, which is a majority, and but not many people know what is disciplined agile. Many people do not know what is disciplined agile. They do not know the positioning of PMI. What about disciplined agile being a toolkit? So that is also one of the things. They are not aware of what is a toolkit, what it means by a toolkit. So the awareness, the buzz about disciplined agile, even though PMI is the largest institution body, has not gone to the many of the audiences, and that's what one of the things which people lack about this novel concept. So PMI acquiring it, there should be some meat in that, but that's what it is. The second thing, and if you can go to my webinar, I know there are a lot of things about the challenges, how people interpret it, and why disciplined agile may have some roadblocks. So I have talked about that. But one of the things is that the usage of disciplined agile, as I'm talking, is limited compared to, say, a Scrum methodology or a SAFe. Okay, there are not many implementation case studies which have been added during a year, because it takes time to build agile transformation. So that's one of the things. The second I would talk about the challenges is that if people know about disciplined agile covers a lot of practices, or it leverages a lot of practice, including Scrum, including Lean, including SAFe, and gives you the best options. But there are too many options that it provides. So if you're new, you get a little overwhelmed. When I do my classes with a lot of workshops with many people, they get a little overwhelmed when I open up the options. There's so many options, there's so many practices, that it becomes a little overwhelming. So too many options becomes a little confusing on disciplined agile. That's what I learned in this 1 year. Also, there is lot fewer content on disciplined agile. I'm very proud in this 1 year that ProThoughts has been buzzing with a lot of content. There are not many people who are developing so much of content. Maybe they're not exposed, that maybe not the priority, whatever it is. But the content is not really much as of now. Right? We always put the content on various platforms, and also specifically to our LinkedIn group of Disciplined Agile, that they get so much updates on Disciplined Agile. So that's one of the advantages that we do for our people. Many also think that Disciplined Agile options, and who do not go into depth of that, says that it's more or less the same. What is their new things or novel thing that Disciplined Agile provides? So because of the lack of awareness, this is one of the big challenges. when we are talking with an influencer or a decision maker in a corporate. Also, these options that come, it's not a crowdsourced tool, okay? It is more of Scott Ambler and Mark Lyons' initiative. So far, they have put their expertise into that. So, like say for PMBOK or other PMI related certifications or the good practices, they collect the good practices from various volunteers, various experts across the world. This is not the case with Disciplined Agile so far. So it's limited to few individual experts and their perspectives. So I have just put my perspectives on the challenges in Disciplined Agile. However, I am pretty excited about Disciplined Agile. There is a huge scope, the timing is right, and there is a need for business to become agile. Agile, like I said, is a concept, okay? But if you don't accelerate value, you don't deliver value, in short, you will cease to exist. You will not able to survive. And the pandemic has accelerated that situation. So there would be more master level certifications. I will talk about that, DV, SC and DSC, which is Disciplined Agile Coach. This is for enterprise agility. You will see major announcements and major implementation across the world on Disciplined Agile. We are coming up with a software tool called Agility Assessment done on Disciplined Agile specifically. Okay, more so, it can be used with any agility assessment, but it's little more biased towards Disciplined Agile. So we are going to do that. So you will see a lot of buzz, more content, more acceptance in days ahead on Disciplined Agile. And I can see and feel that because I'm very much into it. So this is the good things which are coming in Disciplined Agile. Now, after talking, there were a lot of people who didn't know what is Disciplined Agile, right? So I have a video on what's a Disciplined Agile for the people who are not aware, okay, which was a huge majority of 80%. Here it is.
The best, most complete toolbox in the world won't be much use if you can't find the right tool for the job at hand. That's why most professional mechanics use those big rolling metal tool chests with multiple drawers and half a ton of capacity. They enable mechanics to find just the tool they need when they need it, without having to waste time. Disciplined Agile works the same way. Its process blades have been organized into 4 layers. The foundation layer provides the conceptual underpinnings of the Disciplined Agile toolkit. This includes the principles, promises, and guidelines of the Disciplined Agile mindset. Fundamental concepts from both Agile and Lean. Fundamental concepts from serial, traditional approaches, roles and team structures, and the fundamentals of choosing your way of working. The next layer up is the Disciplined DevOps layer, where DevOps is the streamlining of solution development and operations. Disciplined DevOps is an enterprise-class approach to DevOps. It includes Disciplined Agile delivery, security, data management, release management, support, and IT operations. As we move up, the next layer is the Value Stream layer. The Value Stream layer works to achieve business agility, the quick realization of business value, predictably, sustainably, and with high quality. 3 are unique to the Value Stream layer: portfolio management, product management, and program management. It shares research and development, business operations, strategy, governance, marketing, continuous improvement, and sales with the next layer up, which is the Disciplined Agile Enterprise layer. The Disciplined Agile Enterprise layer focuses on the rest of the enterprise activities that support an organization's value streams. It includes enterprise architecture, people management, information technology, asset management, transformation, finance, vendor management, and legal. So, there you go. A Disciplined Agile toolbox, complete with drawers, or in this case, layers, to keep things organized. so you can find exactly what you need to address the challenges you face when you need it without having to waste time.
Superb. So one of the takeaways from this video was that Disciplined Agile covers and provides strategies for all the functions of the business. It's not particularly for IT. So it has options, strategies for every business, like you're seeing marketing, sales, research and development, strategy, portfolio, program. And it leverages, okay, a lot of practices to deliver that option. So Disciplined Agile has a lot of knowledge, and it's a sessions of intensive knowledge to learn and unlearn. So this was just about a lot of these important things of Disciplined Agile. And like I said, it's a hybrid toolkit which leverages practice, including Scrum, Lean, Serial, traditional methodology, SAFe, okay, you may name it, to suggest which option works in which context. So depending on your context, they will provide you the right guidance to choose the right decision. So, so this is about Disciplined Agile as a hybrid toolkit. It's not a framework, it's neither a practice, but a toolkit to suggest which tool or option or the guidance to choose when you are facing, you are in a particular situation. So let me take this opportunity, okay, to introduce Mobin. And we are very proud and happy to launch Disciplined Agile in Middle East with, okay, we have one of our principal consultants, Mobin. Thank you, Mobin, for joining the session. He is going to talk a little bit more about Disciplined Agile, and especially for our Middle East audience today. We are going to launch Disciplined Agile in Middle East in July. There has been no one who has done that in Middle East. There has been players, there are people who have joined from Middle East, but for them, because their work holidays are different, we are specifically launching Disciplined Agile in the Middle East. So we are having a session exclusively for the Middle East audience on Monday, June 21 by Mobin. Okay, he's going to talk about the Disciplined Agile transformation journeys about for digital transformations for corporate. So I think I am looking forward for that particular webinar. So I would request Mobin to also put his thoughts together on Disciplined Agile. So thank you once again, Mobin, for joining this session, for your valuable time, and it will be great that you can talk something about Disciplined Agile here.
Thank you, Ashish, and welcome everyone across different time zones of the globe. So Disciplined Agile, as Ashish rightly said, and also it is not positioned as a framework or as a prescription, rather it's a toolkit. It provides a guided approach to selecting from, you can see this on the screen, hundreds of lean and agile practices found across the world. What it does, it looks for the best fit option for organization. We say fit for purpose. What is fit for purpose? You as an individual Scrum leader, what is fit for purpose for your team? What is fit for purpose for your organization? Now, if we see all of these frameworks which are on the screen, they have always a prescriptive approach. There is no guidance. When we say no, yes, there is no guidance on how a team or teams of team can apply that specific approach. It falls between cracks. So you get into something called of an methodology prism. We'll talk about that, what that is. So Disciplined Agile is very different. Its strategy is to provide for maximizing business value. When we say business value, we always make sure that it's the client, it's the customer who defines value, who dictates value. So here we are co-creating value with the customer, sitting with the customer, understanding the pain points, understanding what is fit for purpose, because every business is unique. Even inside an organization, every engagement, every project, every program within the portfolio will be different. So we need to understand what is the definition of value. And when we create that definition of value, co-create with the client, then we understand what is the definition of done. What is it when the client will say, yes, we are done, which is what we call in plan-driven or traditional project management as acceptance criteria. We said definition of done in Agile. So this business value delivery is a guided approach, because there are multiple principles, lots of processes, practice, techniques that a very qualified Scrum, a senior Scrum Master, which is what we call as Disciplined Agile Senior Scrum Master, should be in a position to guide the organization, to guide the team to choose from best principles, practices, and techniques, yes, along with client, hand in hand. Now, Ashish, can you go to next slide, please? Yeah. You see, this is a DNA of Disciplined Agile. Thanks to, one second, Joshua Barnes. He's one of the Disciplined Agileist evangelists. So he has created this DNA pictorial representation of Disciplined Agile. So what it does, you can see that it leverages high value, high impact approach from variety of lean and iterative forces. So if you look, it takes a look at Scrum, it takes a look at Agile from an Agile lifestyle perspective. Within Scrum, it takes a look at extreme programming, which is another body of knowledge. It also incorporates different artifacts, different processes from Nexus, which is from scrum.org, even Spotify, which is in the challenging quadrant of Gartner, which is a very popular approach. You can see some of the content and guidance from Spotify model is also included in Disciplined Agile. You can see Kanban, you can see Lean Startup, Agile modeling, Agile data, DevOps perspective, and also PMBOK's latest version, which also has a major component from an Agile perspective. So it's all of this content together that makes Disciplined Agile such a significant value proposition in comparison to any single approach. So DA has done a very difficult task to distill how you can connect various lean and agile practices together and understand what is the trade-off between these. So this is one of the greatest strengths and value propositions of DA. Next step. Okay. You see, this is a very insightful slide. So you see Disciplined Agile, SAFe, and Scrum, because SAFe is no doubt an enterprise class Agile prescription, and Scrum has been there for quite some time. And see, Scrum has only one life cycle. It solely focuses on construction. Scrum life cycle uses the sprint as the time box for Scrum teams to deliver the next increment, which is potentially shippable. It also works in terms of an iteration, understands what is the next increment, how it can be shipped to operations. And in SAFe, we also see SAFe has one single life cycle. Because these are prescriptions, these are prescriptive methodologies or frameworks, while as Disciplined Agile has 6+ life cycles. You can pick and choose from. You can define what is fit for purpose. You can define what kind of life cycle is suited at which time of engagement of a program or a project or any other engagement in-house or with the client. Next one. Okay, there are different views that we have in which you will know once you get on board to learning Disciplined Agile. There are different views available in Agile, Disciplined Agile. There are 4 views. We call them mindset view, where you have to develop the mindset, because Agile is all about mindset. It's about unlearning your traditional sort of project management and unlearn and get into a different mindset, which is around value, which is around value creation for the client, for the team, for the organization. And then next we have flow view. Flow view talks about all these life cycles that are in the slide. So it talks about how a life cycle is created, which life cycle to use when, what are the trade-offs. Then you have another perspective which is called as practices view, and then you have a people's view, right? People view means team of teams. What are the different roles? The roles are very well defined and meaningfully defined in Disciplined Agile. So you have different roles for each engagement, and those are not, again, prescriptive. You can identify what are the roles. Now, Ashish, okay, just stay here. If you see, it contains different life cycles and workflows. Now, each life cycle has its own workflow, one or two workflows. Now, this is a significant differentiator in Disciplined Agile versus other Agile frameworks. If we look to Scrum, it has one life cycle, as we said. Then also SAFe has one life cycle. Now, if you see in this pictorial, you can see that we have a continuous delivery version of Agile lifecycle, right? Which is very, very unique to Disciplined Agile. At the end of every time box, every iteration, we push release into production, and this is all based on lean lifecycle approach. And then this is what we call as continuous flow of work. And I will talk in next slide, what is that continuous improvement, how we see continuous improvement and guided continuous improvement. So there are advanced life cycles available. There are 6 different life cycles available. And there's also an exploratory life cycle, which is used specifically for research and startups. So which is, again, a very differentiator in Disciplined Agile. Next one. Yeah. Now, he said value is, if you Google value, the definition of value, it always talks about tangibles. It talks about the P&L of an organization. That's how value is identified. But now, owing to the different disruption that technology has brought about in quite recently, and also we have seen it has become more pronounced recently, but it has been there for quite some time. For the smart and intelligent organizations, they knew value, the definition of value, the concept of value, they appreciated value, and that's why they are in the top league. Whereas now it has become a very common nomenclature. Everyone talks about value. Hopefully everyone understands what is value. But now what Disciplined Agile does, it gets on the bandwagon of IT service management. If you see ITIL4, Information Technology Infrastructure Library, the last ITIL version 4, we don't call it version 4, ITIL4, there has been a major shift from version 3 to ITIL4. ITIL4 backbone lies on value, and we say we co-create value. This is equally pronounced by Disciplined Agile, that you cannot create value without getting customer on board. You have to co-create value. It is a hand-in-glove proposition. So you have to understand the basis and definition of value. Only then you can understand what is your definition of done, because you co-create value, you co-create all the artifacts around your engagement, and then you define the definition of done, and then it becomes quite meaningful to exit your project or program and then hand it over to operations. While as in traditional project management, which we also call plan-driven project management, is always the acceptance criteria, and we do it only if we have a defined, if we have well thought over, very well defined end product, end outcome in visibility, and we know what we are doing. While as in today's times, it's quite difficult. There's disruption everywhere, business dynamics, there are a lot of changes, and definitely it's very difficult to keep up pace with the dynamic environment. So that's why we work. Disciplined Agile has the entire concept based on increments. You do as this is in sprints in Scrum or in SAFe, you talk about increments, you talk about small pieces of work. And Disciplined Agile says, when you create this increment, make sure that you co-create value. It should be valuable. And that is one of the Agile manifestos. When you deliver something, it should be valuable. And Disciplined Agile goes a step forward, says it has to be co-created. And only then it will be easy to define definition of done and exit from the engagement with laurels and with success, and make sure that you repeatedly have that client with you, and of course you both together work for the ultimate strategic objectives in our organization, and make sure that it's minimum waste which gets into the engagement. That's why Disciplined Agile's core is lean. It's based on lean. So in every touch point of the engagement, it looks at how to minimize waste, how to maximize the strength of the engagement, and that's how it happens, so on and so forth. I will be showing this in terms of engagements in different life cycles, approaches, and case studies during our training session in July, and which we are launching in Middle East. And I'm very thankful to Ashish and also to Disciplined Agile at PMI for giving me the opportunity to become an authorized instructor to train and to provide consultancy on Disciplined Agile. So we'll be providing both DASM, which is Disciplined Agile Scrum Master, and Disciplined Agile Senior Scrum Master. So we have a lot to do. We are just starting, so just scratching the tip of the iceberg. So there's a lot to do, and we will do it together with you, hopefully. Thank you very much. Over to you, Ashish, now.
Hey, thank you, Movin. Thank you so much. Okay, that was a nice cameo. Okay, thank you for coming and talking about Disciplined Agile. And there are a lot of things to talk about Disciplined Agile. Okay, and there are a lot of questions like when Movin was talking. So like, what are the different certifications that we need to do? Do we need no? So I will answer your questions. I answered one question while Movin was speaking, but I will answer the questions in our Q&A time. So I will just cover in next 5 minutes a couple of slides. And since you're talking about certification, just one thing that I wanted to understand from you. Come on, guys, if you can just help me answer this. What's your preferred Agile certification? It's a multiple choice. You can answer, you can type all the 5, 6 as well. Okay, please. Come on. Last 5 seconds. Lovely. Okay. It's a little surprising for me that many people have opted for Disciplined Agile, having not know what is Disciplined Agile. So maybe our session was enlightening, which I doubt. 30 minutes it will be case, but many people have opted for Disciplined Agile. Yeah, there are some people who are doing agility in their own way. Like, I had done a concept session on agility, a webinar on what is agility. Like in India, the toll gates, how we manage the toll at the toll gates and how smoothly we ensure traffic is also agility. If you can listen to that webinar about certain McDonald's burgers, how day-to-day life agility concepts, so you can do without certifications as well. I'm a proponent of certifications. I belong to ProThoughts, but yeah, this is what it is. Thank you so much, okay, for your questions. I will just proceed further. So Disciplined Agile is not only for project managers. Every function of the business can do Disciplined Agile. You can't have one function very good in agility while the rest of the teams or rest of the functions work in their own way. You can't deliver the value accordingly. And that's why there are certain master level certifications like DVSC, value stream consulting, how to deliver value effectively. So the disciplined agile certifications, okay, the first starting level is DSM. The second level, higher level is DSSM, which is Senior Scrum Master, Disciplined Agile Senior Scrum Master. And the master level, there are 2 certifications which are yet to be launched and will be launched in a month or 2 as I'm speaking. This is Disciplined Agile Coach. This is to apply Disciplined Agile across the organizations for enterprise agility, and this is to accelerate the value delivery. Okay, value stream consulting. We have 2 sessions, one on July on value stream consulting, okay, which is taken by our New Zealand expert on disciplinary value stream consulting, and the person himself, Al Shalloway, would be joining in July or August, hopefully, to talk about value stream consulting. So these are 2 sessions on value which are coming up on ProThoughts webinar sooner. So value stream consulting, okay, is all about what's there here, okay. Like we talked about lean and the flow, okay. It talks about how to accelerate value to the organization. And when we define value, we will define what is value, etc. In that certificate. It's a master level certification, and DAC is about bringing business agility to the organization. So it touches on the cultural change, on the transformation of agile. I had taken a webinar about what is the difference between agile adoption and agile transformation. 2 different concepts, 2 different benefits. Many people do agile adoption, they do not do agile transformation. So this is about DAC. Okay, the prerequisites, some people had asked the questions. I had slides already. There are no prerequisites. There are no audits here on by PMI. Just 2 years experience in Agile is needed. So many people skip this certification, go here and directly do DSSM, because you need that as a prerequisite for DVSC and DSC. That's what is needed. Okay, for all the things, unlike other PMI certification, exam cost is included in the certification. So the cost, training plus exam, more or less the same. So DSM launched in last year, and this is coming sooner than later, the master level certifications. You can check out on details on our ProThoughtSolutions.com site. Okay, the common question is who should go for DSSM? Okay, there is 2 years to know about Agile is mandatory. You did not know about all the lean, Scrum, etc. practice. That's the hard work, or that's the ability of Disciplined Agile, where they have done all the study of different processes and given you the best. You just need to implement that. Okay, so your extensive knowledge is not needed to know the principles of lean or principles of extreme programming. That is not needed. They've taken the best out of all the practices and given you the options. So they reduce your process overhead. Disciplined Agile reduces the process overhead and focuses on what you need to do. You should do the work, not worry about which process, which method, which practice I need to use for the given my situation. So that's what Disciplined Agile helps you to do that. You can also assess your knowledge on ProThoughts site, whether to do DSM before DSSM. That is Disciplined Agile knowledge check that you can assess on that. Okay, so DSM is a good starting point. It gives you the foundation to do that. The exam duration, 90 minutes, 50 questions, 70% passing, and retake for exams. There are retakes are there, but it's with a cost. right? So the training exam cost is included in the training workshop fees, and a ATP, like a premium ATP like ProThoughts, can give you the training. So we are almost at the end, and I would like to conclude, okay, the 1-year journey by thanking PMI India, thanking Scott Amler and Mark Lyons for developing or creating such a wonderful tool which is buzzing right now. And they came on our webinar platform in this 1 year. So thank you for that. Thank you for PMI India. They have been a great support. So you, Dr. Srini, who is the managing director of PMI India, Jacob, who is actually accelerating the adoption in PMI India, and all the staff of PMI India, and the participants who trusted us to do the workshop. Thank you so much. There have been also guest speakers, content writers, okay, on our topic. So all the content writers, guest speakers on the webinar who is contributing to Disciplined Agile, all the trainers, okay, and the project management community who are putting comments. Thank you so much, because you in some way or the other creating a valuable impact, okay, in giving your thoughts and ideas, in nurturing a new novel practice in agility. So thank you so much, all of you. Before I open up for questions and answers, I will send you there is a LinkedIn group of Disciplined Agile certification. You can join that. You get a lot of updates, including reports, analysis, content, knowledge. Okay, I will send you the link in the chat session. This is the Disciplined Agile knowledge check, which you can, okay, check whether you are eligible for DSM or DSSM. What is your knowledge assessment on Disciplined Agile? We have a batch coming on the next Saturday and Sunday, and you can always touch base with us on that, and we'll happy to give you the details. We have webinars, okay, upcoming for July and August and June as well. Okay, you can check out which webinar suits you, which knowledge, and you can register for that. You get 1 PDU for attending the webinar, and you can earn free PDUs for retaining your certifications. You can follow us on our social media, Facebook and LinkedIn, and stay updated with the recent news. So with this, I'm going to open for questions and answers. So as you are typing questions and answers, I'm just going to launch a poll, okay, and you can answer this poll, please, while you are typing the question and answers, and while me and Mobin, okay, can help you with the questions and answers. Okay, so please fill the poll while I'm going to choose the question answer from myself and Mobin. Okay. Right. So please type your questions and answers. So there are. Okay. Okay, last 5 seconds before I close the poll, and then I'm going to answer the questions. Okay, thank you so much. I'm going to close the poll. And I'm going to close this poll. Thank you so much. Right. Okay, so let me get some questions. I'm going on the chat session, and Saurabh has asked, I'm PMP certified, for which Agile certification I can be eligible for? You can be eligible for any Agile certification. It's your choice which you want to do. Most of the Agile certifications do not have eligibility criteria, right? Use case that we talked, okay, Pramod, you can check out our webinars. We have different case studies that we talked and different use cases we talked. Today, we didn't talk any use cases. Saurabh, yeah, so I answered the question about Saurabh. Okay, what's the difference between 5 different courses of Disciplined Agile certifications? We have a webinar on that, and you can refer to that. I think that's a very detailed one, so you can refer to that. Again, Prabhu, which asks, what is the difference between ACP and DA? How different it would be? I will reserve this question for Mobin, and Mobin is a PMI, ACP, and a DA specialist, so I think he can answer it. So I'm just going to put it to Mobin. So Mobin, give me 2 minutes while I just take this related question on, okay, do we need PMI membership for Disciplined Agile? You don't need a membership, you need a PMI ID that is required when you take the Disciplined Agile exam. Mobin, yes, if you can tell people the difference between ACP and DA in short, that would be great.
Yes, ACP has been there for quite some time. That was PMI's way to ensure that they also have an agile certification available in the project management landscape, because Scrum was quite ahead of PMI. Then what PMI did quite recently, they changed their entire, they had a major shift of their PMBOK, and now PMBOK has a sizable portion of agile in the version 6 and 7, which is coming up, will be mostly agile. Why I'm saying this? Because PMI understands the need for agile as a way of implementation, as a way of carrying out agile from a team perspective, organization perspective, how to create value. That is not available with ACP. ACP is a very strong certification. It provides you a holistic view. I would say it is it's quite wide and not deep. It's quite wide, and it tells you about all the available, well-known prescriptions and methods which are available. It gives you a very good insight about what are the building blocks of Scrum, XPP, test-driven development, and it talks about Kanban, it talks about Lean, but it will not help you into implementation of Agile as a toolkit or as a prescription in a given environment. So that's why PMI took over Disciplined Agile, and it is far ahead than any other Agile practice which is available. So what you learn in ACP, you will learn, yes, these are the building blocks of Scrum, of test-driven development, of extreme programming, but you don't know how to deploy that. You don't know which to use when. You don't know how these complement each other. That is where Disciplined Agile comes in. It has, as I showed you, it has a vast landscape of all the prescriptions, all the methods available. So fit for purpose proposition, you go and pick and choose and make sure that you are doing the right thing. That is the major difference of ACP and Disciplined Agile as certification.
Superb. Thank you so much, Mobin. That's a great answer. I think about value creation, which you said Disciplined Agile is more focused. By the way, guys, if you go to ProThoughtSolutions.com, there is a blog which is trending about what is the difference between ACP and DA. That's one blog that we have written. Please go through that. There is another blog that we have written is what is the difference between DSM and DSSM and CSM. You can go through that and check out that. There is a video, a webinar on what is SAFe, what is the difference between SAFe and Disciplined Agile. You can check out that as well. So you will get a good idea about the things. You can go to the ProThoughts website, ProThoughtsSolutions.com, and you should get the details there. So I don't know the link right now, but if you drop a mail, we can send you the link, or you can go through the various links. It's also on YouTube channel, the webinars that you can go. You don't have, Raghunath, to do the certification in the order I showed in the poll. You can do any certification which you want. and there is no eligibility criteria for that. Right. Syed had asked this question about that DA having multiple life cycles. So is it life cycle related to particular industry or a business type like energy sector or finance? Nothing like that, Syed. Okay, agility is a concept. It can be applied to any function, marketing, to any domain. It's domain agnostic. Okay, we also feel every business today is a software business led by technology. So it can be applied in any function, in any domain. Agility and disciplined agile as a toolkit helps you to implement agility. So that's what it is. Yeah, there were other questions.
Sorry, there's a question by Anup Vijayan. What is spike and what is sprint zero? I would like to answer that.
Oh, okay. Mobin, the only thing is that we have gone beyond the time of 9 o'clock.
Let's do it. That's a good question. Let's do a quick one.
Okay, you can take a minute and do that. Okay.
Yeah, spike is a user story. When you create a user story, a spike is a user story where the team is finding it very difficult to estimate the effort. You don't know. When you climb, this word spike, when you climb a mountain and you probably see a gorge, you might slip. Then you put a spike inside the rock so that you stand still and find out what to do. So spike is a user story where you cannot estimate easily. While a sprint zero is a pre-sprint engagement. It's by and large used in software development. It allows the team to get an idea of what they have to do after the project is initiated. So it talks about minimal number of user stories. It's a project skeleton, story mapping, and you develop a small workaround to see that what are the risks we can identify in the pre-project stage. So that's why it's called sprint zero, means it is not the real sprint. Hope I answered your question.
Okay, thanks, Mobin. And so there were a lot of questions. I'm very sorry I could not take them all. Raghunath, I'm going to take a couple of more and I'm going to use 10 seconds for that. Okay. Raghunath, as does PMP certification and knowledge adds an advantage to learning DA? Any learning that you have, okay, will add, okay, the knowledge. Like if you know Scrum, it will definitely add value. If you know Serial like PMP, it will definitely add value. At the same time, I would also like to believe that you need to unlearn a lot of things when you're learning Disciplined Agile. So it has a unique approach. It has a novel concept. It widens your perspective as well. So it's a different thing. So even if Venkatesh Varlu has asking if you are PMP certified, is it worth valuable doing DSSM? I and Mobin both are PMI ACP certified. We find a lot of value in DSSM. It's a complete different way of implementing agility. ACP doesn't talk about agility. It talks about different practices. So that's how it's way different. So you can read our blog on PMI ACP versus DSSM. We would love to hear your comments. So I tried to answer all of the questions except some technical questions, okay? And I hope that this webinar about Disciplined Agile was valuable to all of you. You found it useful for your time you invested. We are very excited about Disciplined Agile. We never saw that this time that 1 year has passed and there were certain milestones that we achieved, but we are looking forward to a lot of major milestones coming our way in the coming year with a lot of buzz that is happening on Disciplined Agile. So if you have any questions or further question, drop a mail to info@prothoughts.co.in or call us on this number, or you connect with me on LinkedIn and ask me questions. I'll be happy to get connected with you on LinkedIn, okay, or join the group of our Disciplined Agile certification prep on LinkedIn. I'm sending the link to all of you on our LinkedIn group. You can directly join that and we will answer your questions there as well. There is a claim code which is written, which will give you 1 PDU, okay, for that. if you want to attend Mobin's webinar, which is exclusively for Middle East, okay, you can also attend by clicking the second register on that webinar. So please do that. And there is a lot of knowledge to be learned on Disciplined Agile. It's a vast ocean, and we will happy to collaborate with all of you guys. So thank you, all of you, and namaste for attending the webinar of 1 year of Disciplined Agile. So thank you so much, and have a good night or have a good day. Thank you.